Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Saturday. All right, guys, well, we have a lot to talk about and clips to play from the Valley. This is, I'm not going to lie, it's very cringe. You're probably going to be cringed out. You're probably going to get the ick from this video. So I just want to, it's not really like a trigger warning because it's not that serious, but I at least want to give you a little bit of a heads up. Now, with that, guys, thank you so much for joining us for Hot Messy Topics yesterday. And I can see where you guys have been so supportive so far of our upandadamlive.com website. You guys can go check it out. As you can see, we have trending news, Bravo news, celebrity news. We have our latest YouTube videos, Bravo blinds, our podcast, and a team of incredible writers. So all you have to do in order to join the conversation is go click on that little icon, create a profile. It's all free, and we encourage you to do so because there's going to be a lot every single day that is coming out, and not necessarily always right here on YouTube. But smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and let's go. Before we get into it, you guys are always asking me about my skincare, and I appreciate it. I think it's one of the best compliments. Thank you. Thank you. It's not really a secret, though. I always tell you guys, it is my Blooming Face Pro 2.0. With the click of a button, I can change the settings, and it feels like a little massage. You can hear it. But it uses little microcurrents to lift, illuminate, rejuvenate my skin, and also take the inflammation out. Again, normally 300, you can get it for only 100. And if you don't love it and it doesn't take away your double chin, you get 100% of your money back. So I'm pinning that link in the comment section and also posting it in the description. With that, here comes the ick. Good luck.
Here to have this one-on-one. So I said there needs to be a third party there, my therapist.
I just stayed at the park like longer with the therapist, and it felt like it was very one-sided because these people run the facility that he was in, so they were hearing all of his stuff.
I told her that I was, living at the house in the beginning, and I was making Brittany go to Airbnb to Airbnb to Airbnb. And I thought, listen, as a part of this growth thing, I want my son and I want Brittany to be in the home that they're used to.
He tells me that he signed a lease, and he was like, didn't I? To the therapist. And she was like, because I wouldn't have even believed it unless because Jax lies about everything. And I'm like, you guys let him sign a lease while he has been in rehab? Then I find out it's next door to Tom Schwartz.
Oh my God.
My real estate agent is like, listen, if you're going to move out of your house and you want a nice transition into another place, instead of going to an apartment, which he's done, he told me it was absolutely effing miserable to go from an amazing home into an apartment. It put him into a funk. So I was like, how the hell am I going to go into an apartment and not get into a funk? And then this building came up, and he's like, you should jump on this now because these people are going to take it. We found a gold mine. I mean, an absolute gem. We both it looks just like our homes.
Can you not say we when you're talking about where we live?
What is up with the men in the 40s going backwards?
It is like so weird.
Brittany for months begged him to get out of that house. So it would have been so beneficial for Cruz to still be in his comfort zone, in his home. Like uprooting Cruz like that was something she had to do. So it feels like now you're willing to do it, but you weren't willing when it would have greatly benefited your child.
And I was thinking of my kid. I don't want my son jumping around from Airbnb to Airbnb. I still stand by it. My therapist stood by it. We honestly did not see that conversation going the other way. It was bad. It was bad. She stormed off.
On what planet would a therapist be like, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get the papers for you.
Maybe don't sign something where you are going to owe thousands of dollars every month until you're a little bit more clear-headed.
Yeah, it's because he even manipulated them. He charmed them. Let's be real. Who knows what he told these people?
I just thought in my head that this was the right move. I told my therapist, and I go, how do you feel about this? She goes, that's a great move. Because I thought, man, what was I doing? Making Brittany jump from Airbnb to Airbnb with my son.
But what really bothered me is that he knew how much money I was spending on these rental properties.
Mind you, she was living in mansions, okay? There was not like she was living in a little shack, okay? She was moving from Airbnb to Airbnb, but they were beautiful homes, okay? So let's make that very clear. And I look back on it now, and I still think this was the right move. Like I was 17 days in on a 30-day stint. Okay, so where the hell was I gonna go?
Okay, so I've heard enough. I can see why she'd be so pissed, but also truly, what kind of, I agree with what she's saying. If she's spending all of this money on these Airbnbs, you still owe money on your taxes that you said you haven't paid in 6 years. You guys have a $8,000 a month mortgage that turned into an $18,000 a month mortgage. And then all of a sudden, now while she still has the Airbnb payment, you're telling her, oh, well, I'm going to give you the house and now you can take over the mortgage. And she's like, what the f is that? You know, now you went and got, why didn't you do this forever ago? I could have, she said that she spent over $100,000 on Airbnb rentals, which, like he said, yes, that is a choice, because if you're living in these big homes and doing whatever, you could have lived a little bit more modestly. I understand that, but I can also see from her perspective, her son only knows that house, and he knows a big comfy house, and he knows that, and life happens sometimes and you do have to acclimate. But I don't think Jax Taylor is the victim in this story. Now, moving on. So on top of that, we saw where this just gets worse and worse. Danny Booko accused Jason Caperna of being a puppet for Janet, his wife, suggesting that she sent Jason to confront him on this latest episode to talk about his drinking in order to divert attention from herself. And Jason did deny. He said, I'm not being influenced by my wife. And he said that they do not strategize together, that, and, you know, his concerns about Danny, those were his own concerns. And Janet even expressed amusement at the idea of controlling Jason, saying that he's his own person and that his confrontation with Danny was due to Danny's inappropriate behavior. But Jason doubled down and said, you know, there are a lot of inconsistencies in Danny's accounts of his alcohol consumption. And he said that Danny claimed to have only had a couple of drinks when he has had significantly more. But to Danny, in his defense, he felt ambushed by Jason Caperna in this whole confrontation. He was surprised by the intensity, and he did think, at the end of the day, this is Janet Caperna's doing. Now, Kristen Doty entered the chat, and she noted that there has been a change in Jason's behavior over the past 2 years, and saying, I think a lot of it is Janet's influence. And, you know, she did describe Janet as somebody who thrives on drama. And Jasmine Good, from her perspective, she appreciated Jason's support when it came to Danny's past inappropriate behavior, but she acknowledged that Janet might have influenced Jason. I think when you're a husband and a wife, you do have moments where you do feel like you're influenced, or it does feel like somebody is influenced, you know. And I was also looking and I saw this on Northeast_Housewives. I did not realize this. Jasmine has been hustling for that reality TV money. Where will she pop up next? I didn't realize she was on Single and Thorny, Bachelor in Paradise, The Bachelorette, The Bachelor, The Valley, Vanderpump Rules, Food Paradise, X on the Beach. I'm like, this girl really has been on everything, you know? And some people, they want that. They want the reality TV stardom. They want the fame. They're going to do whatever it takes to do that. And this is not an insult to Jasmine, but you can see, I don't know what else she has to talk about on this season, because we haven't seen her talk about anything else on this season aside from Danny and his drinking. And it seems like we're beating a dead horse at this point, because it seems like he is apologizing. And I get it. You f***ed up, bro. But if somebody's apologizing, and you're accepting those apologies, then you can't keep going backwards. That's like, it's kind of annoying at this point. So it seems like it is a contrived storyline, but I want to hear what you guys think. Guys, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And also, you want to check out the Blue Mean? Go click on the link that I pinned in the description and also in the comment section. See you guys next time. Bye, guys.